Welcome to this elite series of brass building blocks. My name is Owen Farr and I'm the tenor horn tutor at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, the Royal Northern College of Music, the principal horn player of the brass band of Battle Creek, and tutor and past soloist with the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain. In today's class, I'm going to be discussing rhythm and the importance of rhythm. Without doubt, rhythm is crucial for any wind player. But I think it's worth mentioning at this stage that it's not just the really fast, complex rhythms that are important, it's also an understanding of the simple rhythms. For example, a minim or a semi-breve might look very simple on paper, but where we place that note is so important for any ensemble playing. With all that in mind, it brings up the big word, subdividing. It's absolutely imperative to subdivide. If you have a long note, you should be thinking in maybe crotchets, quavers, triplets, or even semi-quavers, and not just aimlessly playing that long note. Without doubt, the best tool anybody can have for this in your practice would be a metronome. I'm sure most people have a metronome. If you don't, I would highly recommend you get one. They're very cheap, or even better, you could download an app for free to your phone and use your metronome as often as you can. The good thing with a metronome is it's not going to cheat, it's not going to move. If you practice without the metronome, you might actually cheat yourself a little. The metronome will stay rigid and then you can practice within that metronome. And after many hours, days, months practice, you will find you'll begin to internalize yourself a metronome and you'll be able to subdivide so much easier. Whether it be in ensemble playing or when you see a conductor, you can subdivide within those beats to give you more control. Now I'm going to recommend a fantastic book to begin with, and this is by Alan Vizzuti, a previous soloist with the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain, a wonderful trumpet player. He's written a great book called New Concepts for Trumpet. Now let's take a look at reading enhancement studies, number 1. This exercise looks extremely simple on paper, but even the most advanced of players can gain benefit from just playing this through with the metronome, making sure the notes that go on the beat or off the beat are absolutely accurate in place. Here's an example of this line. So that's number 1 from Alan Vizzuti's New Concepts for Trumpet. Number 2 has the same rhythm as number 1 I've played, but now it's more scalic and involves fingering. The rhythms stay the same, but now the brain has to work a little more advanced in incorporating those extra techniques. Keep it slow and keep it accurate. I think a good tip with these rhythmic studies is to ask a teacher to listen to you play, just to be sure you're along the right lines. Now, once you start to develop these and you're confident you're doing well, I would suggest moving to another Alan Vizzuti book, book number 3 from his trumpet method. In this book, you can move to rhythmic etudes and use these to develop your rhythmic skills even further. These are great studies to practice, and I'm sure everybody will love working on these. They're musically really pleasing, rhythmically challenging, and just great fun to play through. So to finish this session now, I'll give you a little example of one of his rhythmic etudes.